So today we're going to look at democracy, right? If you look carefully, well, you see we have quite a lot in the objective. We'll define democracy, list the types of democracy, and explain them, outline its features, and then mention the merits and demerits of democracy. So what is democracy? I will always love this Abraham Lincoln's definition: government of the people, by the people, and for the people. It is attributed to him. So maybe he said it, but I believe it's so. So if you look at here, you will see other definitions here. It's defined as a government in which the exercise of political power and authority is vested in the people through the elected representatives. Big grammar. The point here is that democracy is the people-oriented government. Very simple. It can also be defined as a system of government in which all qualified adults and citizens share supreme power directly or through their elected representatives. So you see, it's talking about people actively participating in government. People participating in government. That's what democracy is all about. Majority, right? So, but Abraham Lincoln's definition is my sweetest, right? Defined as government of the people, by the people, and for the people. Now, democracy comes from two Greek words, demos and kratia. It's a Greek thing, right? We bought the idea. So demos means people and kratia means the rule of government. So it means rule of the people or government of the people, right? So what are the types? We have direct democracy, we have indirect democracy. We've treated democracy for from primary school till junior secondary school. So you know the definition, you have an idea what we're talking about, but let's just deepen what we think we know. So in direct democracy, everybody is involved in the decision-making process. Everybody, all adults who are of the voting age get involved. It was rumored that in Athens, where it took place, about 4,000 men were the highest number they could get. In indirect democracy, here the citizens make decisions. Citizens through election elect those who will represent and govern the state on their behalf. Just like what we do in the National Assembly. We elect representatives. They go to Abuja and make decisions on our behalf. Now, direct democracy can't happen anymore because the population of the world has increased tremendously. Imagine saying people of Lagos to come out to come and make decisions together. Where are you going to cut all of them? It's practically impossible. But we can elect people and they can come together and make decisions on our behalf. That is the idea of indirect democracy. So features of democracy: periodic, free and fair election must be free and fair, happen every 4 years, periodic. Independence of the judiciary because it is the last hope of the common man. All electoral disputes are settled in the courts. Tolerance of the opposition, right? Existence of party system, whether it is zero party, one party, dual party, multi-party. We will study this in subsequent topics down the line. Separation of governmental powers between the executive, legislative, and judiciary is a topic of its own in government. Political equality, the rule of law, supremacy of the law over everybody. That's what it means. Press freedom, majority rule, a government that allows the view of majority to stand. That's majority rule, right? Accountability of government to the people, very important. Government must be accountable to the people. Guaranteeing and protection of fundamental human rights, right? So let's go forward and see the advantages of democracy. It encourages regular and periodic election at all times, periodic, every 4 years, like in Nigeria. Allows for the tolerance of opposition party. So when the majority wins, the opposition party must be allowed to survive and criticize the majority. It permits the protection of our fundamental human rights. So there is separation of power between the executive, legislative, judiciary, so that power will not be in the hands of one governmental institution. We'll treat this topic somewhere down the line as well. It encourages press freedom. It allows popular participation or political participation. Very crucial. Therefore, it ensures stability. So I'm going to stop here. If you look carefully well, you would see, okay, this is the advantages of democracy. Let's look at the demerits. Sometimes the representatives who the people elect end up representing their own personal interests. Now, during the course of election, people that are not properly sensitized, right? They don't even know what is at stake, can vote wrongly and put all of us into trouble. Vote from the place of ignorance. And another issue is that democracy often, because it's a game of numbers, it deals more with quantity, not with quality, right? Now, elections can be manipulated. So you can vote the right person and the right person will still lose, even though he won. right? Now, it is very expensive to operate. Imagine voting in 774 local governments. We're not talking about how many polling booths we have in these local governments. Decision-making process is very slow because there are a lot of people to consult in democracy. Look at, we have two lawmaking house, right? We have states with their own lawmaking house too. So a lot of people are involved in the decision-making process. So it can slow down the art of making decisions, right? So I'm going to rest my case here. But most often, I'll always say if the advantages outweigh the disadvantages, then we go with it, because everything that has an advantage also have some disadvantages too, right? So if the advantages is way bigger than the disadvantages, then we stick with it. It still works. It's worthwhile, right? So I'm going to rest my case here. Remember, we looked at the following: democracy, types, list and explain the types of democracy, outline the features, now discuss the merits and demerits. So if you have any question, I'll meet you in the comment section.